Monday Night Raw starts off with Rhea Ripley, Io Sky versus the Kabuki Warriors for the WWE Women's Tag Team titles. This was a really good match. This is the 1 year anniversary of Raw on Netflix. This was a really good match. I really enjoyed it. Rhea Ripley, Io Sky did pick up the victory towards the end. You end up getting Rhea Ripley ended up doing a riptide. I think it was on Kyrie Sane, but I could be wrong. Then Io Sky hits a moonsault to pick up the victory. So they are now your new women's tag team champions. I do think they're going to hold these titles until Mania. I don't know what they do at Mania, though. They could do double duty. Who knows? They could be fighting for the world title, also defending the tag titles. They could do something like that because there is 2 nights. You could have one night for the women tag titles, and one night for the world title. I don't know. I just have a hard time believing that they're going to have Io Sky and Rhea Ripley out of the world title picture because without them being in the world title picture, the only women that are left in the world title picture would be Liv Morgan, Bianca Belair, if she returns, but we don't know when she's returning, and that's really it. Yeah, it's just Liv Morgan, like at that point. So it's like, I just don't see a world where they're just gonna do Liv Morgan and Stephanie Kirk. So it's like, or Tiffany Stratton, they could do that as well. So I just have a hard time believing that they're just not gonna have Io Sky or Rhea Ripley in the world title picture at Mania, but I could be wrong, but who knows? Now with this lead for Asuka and Kairi Sane, I honestly don't know because honestly, I don't care about the whole storyline between her and Kyrie. I really don't, especially because they haven't really been building it up for a while now. So I'm not really interested in that. And if they are going to tell that story, it's like I don't think the story is going to be as entertaining without Io Sky being in it as well. So I don't know what you do with them, to be honest with you. So I guess they just stay in the tag team division and just continue to lose matches like they typically do. But nonetheless, it was a really good match. We'll see how this title run plays out. Afterwards, we end up getting a Gunther segment. He's basically tormenting the crowd about tapping out John Cena. Then you get AJ Styles. He comes out, and each time AJ Styles tries to get a word in, Gunther keeps interrupting him, and then eventually Gunther ends up mentioning John Cena taps out and ends up saying that what is AJ going to do about it? AJ slaps him, and then Gunther just stands there angrily and does nothing. I did not like this segment. I like that we're getting this match. It's going to be it's happening next week. I'm fine with the match happening. I'm good because you do need more main event talent facing Gunther after beating John Cena because you need baby faces who are beloved and who are over enough who can elevate Gunther when losing to him. So I think this is the right move. My only issue is why is Gunther not doing anything? Like, come on. You just made Cena tap out and you're having him being bitched by AJ Styles. Like, come on. I, like, why? Like, why is he just getting slapped and Gunther doing nothing about it? And then in the backstage segment, literally in the backstage segment, AJ Styles literally called Gunther a bitch. Like, I don't, like, what are we doing with Gunther, bro? Like, come on. You're like, you can't be treating Gunther like this, bro. Like, you can't have Gunther be this dominant, intimidating guy only for him to have moments like this where he just allowed dudes to just slap him and he doesn't get retaliation. Like, what are we doing? You couldn't have a brawl happen where AJ wins the. That would have been more. I would have liked that more because at least Gunther went down with a fight. He didn't even try to fight AJ. Like, that's my only problem. They should have just had Gunther went out fighting. That's it. You just can't be getting slapped and not do anything about it. And then try to act all tough, be like, I want a match next week. Why not fight him there? He slapped you. Like, what are you doing? But nonetheless, I'm interested in the match, and the match should be an absolute banger, but can we stop making Gunther look weak, though? Like, come on, we gotta stop that. We end up getting a women's Intercontinental Championship match between Maxine Dupree versus Becky Lynch. This was a good match. Really enjoyed it. Very shocked, though, because I did not think Becky was going to win. I honestly thought they was going to have AJ Lee return. I thought they was going to do a very predictable AJ Lee returns, cost Becky another match, and then Maxine win. But no, Becky wins. She ends up getting a pinfall where the ref didn't see her hold her arm towards the ropes. And Becky is your new IC champion, which this is something I'm very iffy on. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. I am biased towards this a bit, but I don't mind it mainly because it's Becky Lynch. She's my favorite women's wrestler of all time. She's my GOAT, so I don't mind her winning another championship. My only concern is, what are we doing with Maxine Dupree here? I will say that win or lose, this elevates Maxine Dupree, so even with her losing this match, she still got elevated. My only concern is, are we leading towards AJ Lee and Becky Lynch for the IC title? Because I personally don't want that because I already don't care about the feud. So if I think that is the clear Mania match because they're clearly just stalling when it comes to Becky Lynch. like they did last year with, what was that last year? No, the year before with Rhea Ripley at Mania 40. They was clearly stalling then, and they're clearly stalling now. So if that is the Mania match, I don't want it for the IC title because it's so obvious that AJ Lee is going to win the feud. It is so obvious that AJ Lee is going to win the feud. Plus, with her part-time schedule, her being IC champion is not ideal. So I don't know where we're going with this. It's not a bad thing that Becky Lynch has because Becky Lynch holding that title elevates the title regardless. So, and plus with her holding the title, they're going to put a lot of effort into that title. So it's not a bad thing. I just very curious to see what they do with Maxine Dupree moving forward. Is they're going to have her win it back, or is she going to be on the back burner? So very interested to see how they book this. But nonetheless, it was a good match, and I don't hate the decision. I don't love it, but I don't hate it either. I'm very neutral on this, to be honest. Now I want to talk about a quick segment. This was on commercial break, which is kind of ridiculous, but Javon Evans is on the main roster. I don't like this at all. I think this is very, well, it's good from WWE, but it's good for Javon Evans. Congratulations to him. This is bad for NXT, bro, because why? Well, I don't even care about him not winning the NXT championship because I think people overrate that when it comes to NXT fans. Not everybody needs to win the NXT championship. My issue with this is that people sometimes don't understand when it comes to NXT that NXT is also a TV show, which you also need to bring ratings and bring viewers. And one of the main issues that's been a problem with NXT for the past like year and a half, basically since Mello and Dragunov and Bron Breakker left, is that we don't have top main event talent in the main event scene. We're lacking a lot of depth in that men's division. Trading one of the only younger stars that you have in that men's division already on Raw is going to be a problem because Opa Femi is about to get called up as well because they keep doing SmackDown vignette packages. So he's about to get called up soon. So you're telling me that our only two main event guys that we're going to have in NXT now is Ethan Page and Ricky Saints. Are we serious right now? And then people have the same ideology when it comes to the women's roster where they want to call up JC Jane, Fallon Henley, Lola Vice, Tatum Paxley, Kalani Jordan, Soruka, Zarya. Like, that's half of the women's division. Like, you can't do that. It's like, we're going to have, the men's division is going to be terrible. Like, it's going to be terrible. Like, that's my only concern with this. And I also don't understand, where does Javon Evans even fit currently right now? I think he's going to do great stuff with the proper booking. I just don't know where he fits currently on the roster. I would just send him to SmackDown, if I'm being honest. Plus, he has history with guys like Trick Williams. So I think it would have made more sense to go to SmackDown because Raw doesn't need any more talent. But who knows? Maybe he could fight. Well, Dominic Mysterio's injured, so can't even fight for the IC title right now. So we'll see how it eventually plays out. But I wish he would have stayed in NXT, give him some more time, because NXT desperately needs the depth in the men's division. We end up getting Stephanie about her. She cuts a promo. She ends up getting attacked by Raquel, so they did this to write her off TV, which I kind of understand, but I also don't like it because I'm assuming this is going to lead to another match. And I don't like it because this is just obviously that they're just stalling because it's very obvious Raquel is going to lose this match. And this is giving me Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins vibes. This is giving me Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes vibes right now. Like, how many times are we going to keep doing this with Raquel where they're just going to keep having her lose? I was cool with her losing the first 2 times. Fine. But this is potentially going to be the 3rd time you're going to have her lose. Like, come on, bro. Also, I kind of hate this with WWE. If a wrestler is injured, I understand why they keep the title on them, but I kind of don't like that if they're going to be out for like a while. And when I say a while, I say at least like a month. Just have them vacated. I get why they don't do it because they don't want to ruin plans, but bro, I hate this because that means we don't get to see the champion. They already don't defend it consistently, so it's like we're not going to see the belt. Because at least if they don't defend it, we at least get to see them on TV. But now we're not going to see her for who knows how long. So it's like, I don't know how to feel about this. It depends on how serious the injury is. If the injury is going to be where she's going to be out for like 2 months, just make her vacated. You could easily have her win it back immediately. Like, I feel like problems could easily be solved like that. Just have them win it back when they come back. But we'll see how this all unfolds. I'm not really interested, to be honest with you, because they weren't doing much with Stephanie out the way, and we all know Raquel was going to lose. So we'll see how this unfolds. Now we get the main event. Bron Breakker versus CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship. This match was great. This was a great match, but it ends exactly how I knew it was going to end, which was, of course, Penta, Rey Mysterio, and Dragon Lee ends up evening the odds. This was a great match, but CM Punk wins, and Bron Breakker should have won. Bron Breakker should have won. Look, I get why they went with this choice. It is the safe choice, which is something that I'm kind of frustrated with WWE, is that they're, well, mainly with Triple H. Shawn Michaels don't have this problem, but with Triple H, he's way too safe of a booker We need something new. I like CM Punk. He is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. He's my third favorite wrestler of all time. But bro, it's just not needed for CM Punk to be world champ right now. It's not like it's just, Braun Breaker should have won. Braun Breaker should have won. This would have been something new, something refreshing. Start off the new year with a bang, but no, they went with the safe, predictable outcome. Because I don't even know what you do with CM Punk at the Mania. The only way I would justify this is if Seth Rollins returns, because I'm assuming Seth Rollins will return, face Braun Breaker. So that's the only thing I can think of is that Braun Breaker's Mania match will be Seth Rollins. If that is the case, I don't mind it. You could have done that for the world title. That would have been better because Seth Rollins was world champion when it happened. That would have been a better story in my opinion. But no, they went with the safe, predictable outcome of CM Punk. But it is what it is. Look, and now some people are saying that it would have been too soon for CM Punk to lose his title. My God, it's CM Punk. He's a guaranteed Hall of Famer. Nothing in his career can happen from now, from whenever he retires, can ruin his legacy. Like him having a short reign isn't. No one's gonna be like, yeah, that's short reign. Yeah, we can't. Like, no, like it's CM Punk at the end of the day. Like, come on. Like, what are we talking about? But Braun Breaker should have won this match. But it is what it is. Overall show, it was a good show. Now, a lot of people were disappointed, which I do think they have the expectation to be disappointed. I agree, but it was a good show. It was a good show. It wasn't to the level that we thought it was going to be, but it was a good show overall. You guys let me know your overall thoughts and opinions in the comment section. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my content. But yeah, that's it.